Things you need to know when starting that business. You can start an LLC if it's just you. The number of employees you have has no bearings on the type of business you form. So if you form an LLC and it's just you, that would be considered a single member LLC. So it has nothing to do with the amount of employees you have. It has to do with the amount of owners of the company. If it's just you, file for a single member LLC. Likewise, if you have a partner or partners, that will be a multi-member LLC. Now keep this in mind. When you do that, everything you do from there on out will require all of the signatures of the LLC members. And this is where a lot of people get into trouble, because once the business gets going, it gets popular and it gets profitable, people start acting weird. People start acting weird and getting greedy. And that's where you will run into trouble with, of people all of a sudden switching up. They don't want to do things this way. They want to do it that way. They're taking money out of the accounts. You know, they making decisions behind your back. There's so many things. And it's so hard to get out of when it's a multi-member LLC, because you all own the company. So take that into consideration when you're thinking about starting a business with your little friend and your little family member or your little boyfriend, okay? Keep that in consideration, because if people change fast, once the money start coming in and the business start getting popular, people switch up, okay? Make sure you have some agreements in place to try to protect yourself in the event that happens, because 9 times out of 10, it does. First, you need 2 documents for your business: a birth certificate and a social security number. The social security number you're going to get is your federal employer identification number from the IRS. Go to irs.gov, file online to get it within 5 minutes. Choose the downloadable PDF, okay? It is free and you can get that as soon as you finish this video. You cannot do things with your business using your personal social security number. The second document you're going to need is the birth certificate, which is your articles of organization from your state. If you do not know how to form your business in your state, Google how to incorporate in insert state, how to incorporate in DC, how to incorporate in Maine, how to incorporate in California, how to incorporate in Louisiana. So once you do that, go to the State Department that is popping up on the Google search and file directly with your state. You do not have to pay another agency like LegalZoom or something like that to pay to incorporate. You can do it yourself. You will have to follow the instructions that your state provide, okay? You need those 2 documents to do everything. The third document you will need from your state, if you're selling something, is a sales and use license. When you start multiple businesses, you will need to incorporate each separate one, meaning you will have separate bank accounts for each one. For example, if you are starting a fitness business and you are a Pilates instructor, you will start Big Booty Judy Pilates and you will incorporate that as an LLC. If you are starting a construction company, you will call that Big Booty Judy Construction and you will incorporate that as 2 separate companies, which means you would take those documents to the bank to open up 2 separate bank accounts. You cannot have Big Booty Judy Pilates and Big Booty Judy Construction operating out the same bank account. Doing business as. You would do business as if you incorporate a business name, but you want to use variations of that name in the public. For instance, HR Beauty LLC does business as Road Beauty, does business as Road Skin, does business as Road. But that LLC is HR Beauty and it's owned by Haley Bieber. So that's when you would use a DBA. You would file directly with your state for each DBA. Each DBA is a separate application and a separate cost. Now, when you're ready to start selling products, my suggestion would be Shopify. But Shopify is great if you want to track your customers, your inventory, your shipments, your returns, all types of things like that. Dealing with your customers, Shopify can do it. You can also use Shopify's free email service to email your customers offers and information. It's limited though. Shopify is super limited in the customization of templates and the functions of its email capabilities. However, Klaviyo is so much better with the drip campaigns, and you can set certain actions to happen and certain emails to trigger when a customer does something. Klaviyo is just a little pricey, but all of the big brands use Klaviyo. Now, to help your business get going and growing, you can pick up the business blueprint in the TikTok shop. I run lots of sales on it all the time. Even at regular price, it's a small investment in your future. I want you to become the multimillionaire you know and I know that you can become.